Yes, yes, yes. We are live. We are live. We are live. What's going on, people? Come on up in the room, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. My name is Top Flight, Mr. Top Flight Films. Big Flight. This is Top Flight TV. Today we're going to talk about MAGA. Is it over for MAGA? The Epstein list. I don't know what Trump is doing, man. I don't know what's going on right now. I need MAGA to get it together. And I'm going to tell you why here in a little bit. But I need everybody's participation. I need MAGA front and center. I need make America Great Again crowd front and center. I need you to report to Top Flight TV right now. Because we got to chop it up. We got to talk, family. We have to talk. Listen, the Epstein files, people are playing games with the Epstein files. So much is going on in a short period of time. A lot of you know Trump promised to put that list out. Trump promised to put that list out. And I'm rooting for Donnie. I ain't going to hold you. I'm rooting for Trump. Excuse me. And I got several reasons why I'm rooting for him. And I'll explain that later. It's not looking good, y'all. It's not looking good. Something's going to have to happen here soon, or the Democrats are going to be back in power, and we don't want that. So, Donald Trump promised to release the Epstein files. They said they had the files on their desk. He promised to release the JFK files, the Martin Luther King files, the Epstein files. This is what he told the people. A lot of people were saying that he ran on that promise. And when they decided to put the Epstein files out, I think it was 6 months ago, there was really nothing on those files. If I'm not mistaken, it was just like some fluff, you dig? And a lot of people were upset about that as well. Y'all hit the like button when you come in the room, man. We're going to talk about it today. I need all MAGA supporters to come and fill me in. I need y'all to talk to me. I need Democrats, but mostly MAGA, to come in here and tell me your thoughts. Are you stepping away from Trump? Is it over for MAGA? And if you are, what are your plans? I need to talk to MAGA because I need y'all to hang in there. All right? I want y'all to hang in there, man. I want y'all to stay, just chill for a second. Slow down. Slow down for a second because y'all about to mess things up. Okay? If y'all step away from Donald Trump right now, you're going to mess things up for everybody. I need y'all to just hold fast, use your brain for a second. And we're going to talk about it on this live stream, man. Okay, Ricky. Ricky says Trump forever. Ricky, how do you feel, bro? What is going on? I'm saying a lot of MAGA, they hanging it up. What's the boy name? Nick Fuentes? Nick Fuentes said MAGA's over. Good riddance. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Okay, Stefan Hoffman is still rocking with Trump. I'm seeing a lot of Trumpers, man. They're turning in their red hats. Okay, they turning in their MAGA hats. They're not happy with Donald Trump and the undelivered promise that he made. He's looking very suspect today. He's looking very suspect. He's looking very suspect. I need to hear from some people. I need you to tell me how you feel. So anyway, let me keep it moving. Donald Trump said that there is no list. He said that there is no list. Listen, before y'all come in here talking about Kamala, I don't rock with Kamala. I am rocking with Donald. Okay, I'm rocking with Trump. I'm not gonna lie and hold you. I need Trump to get it together. He's messing things up right now. So before you come in here thinking just because I'm a black man that I'm rocking with Kamala, she's not even black. Please understand what station, what channel you're at. You're at Top Flight TV. The way I think, the way I move is way different than what you see every day. All right, so I need y'all to understand that. Trump said there is no list, man. It's very problematic. Now, either he's telling the truth or he's involved on Epstein Island. He was turning up on Epstein Island. Which one is it? He said that this whole thing was a hoax. It was a rumor started by the Democrats. This is what he said. But if you look back and you remember, the Republicans are the ones that saying, hey, it's a deep state. The Democrats are in a deep state and they are in a chomo ring. Y'all remember that? Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me in the comments. Are there any MAGA supporters? And I already know how the Democrats feel. See, one thing about me and one thing about this channel, we don't ever want to see a Democrat happy. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. But we do not want to see the Democrats happy. And I need all the MAGA people to show up because we need you all to come together and figure out what you're going to do. You dig? Sonic Boom, what it do, homie? It's not looking good right now. Donald's going to have to pull a rabbit out of a hat. He's going to have to pull a rabbit out of a hat on this one, man, because he's looking bad, man. He's looking guilty. He's looking very guilty, man. Somebody talk to me, man. We already seen the footage. I was just watching the footage of Donald Trump, a young Donald Trump, and a young Jeffrey Epstein partying, turning up, looking like they was waiting on some young ladies to come hang out with them. We already saw it. I just seen it, okay? So we're not going to act like they weren't associates. I won't say they're friends, but we know that Trump and Epstein were associates. So we know that there is a connection there. Another strange turn of events that happened. Giselle, I don't want to mess her name up. Is it Giselle Maxwell? The chick that got locked up with Epstein. She said that she wanted to testify to Congress. From what I'm hearing, please, I need y'all to correct me if this is wrong. If this is not accurate, please tell me. They said that the Republicans blocked her from testifying. What is going on, y'all? Talk to me, man. Okay, so finally we got somebody gonna speak intelligently. The real fella says, I am MAGA supporter, and I do not like this crap about Epstein list. All of a sudden, it doesn't exist. What the crap? Thank you for your comments, sir. I'm saying a lot of this. So let me ask you, the real fella, what is the plan? I need y'all to get it together, okay? I need belt to Democrat ass at all times. So I want to know from you, sir, what are y'all going to do? Because if you turn your back on Donnie, the Democrats are going to win, okay? And listen, I'm not with the chomo shit, but we can't let the Democrats win. If Donnie did some shit back in the day, there is no proof, so we can't even really run off of that. There is no proof that Donald did some shit. There's some, he's omitting some truths. He's omitting information, which is very suspect. But we can't prove that Donald Trump committed any crime with kids or young people. So I want to know from the MAGA supporters exactly how mad at you. mad at Trump are you? Are you mad enough to allow these Democrats to take back over and with their crazy agenda? Y'all hit the like button for me, man, and subscribe to the channel if you don't mind, because we gonna chop it up. Cray, Mississippi said, no list, just flight logs. Okay. Save Man Woman Peace says, Elon has no reason to lie. Okay, okay, Nicole. Shout out to you, Nicole. That's a very honest answer. Nicole says, nope, nope, not mad, just confused. Okay, so okay, that's one perspective. I see a lot of people are angry. You know the guy Nick Fuentes, the real racist cat, Nick Fuentes. He made a very bold statement. I think he tweeted that MAGA is over, good riddance, and now that's a big sign right there. Save Man Woman Peace says he got all the money, no one can buy him. Ricky said, can the world handle Epstein's list? Is there going to be a lot of important people on that list? David Allen said, what crazy agenda are you talking about? I am talking about the Democrats' agenda to flood the country with illegal and legal immigrants. That's one. Okay, that's if you don't think that allowing open borders is a crazy agenda, and I don't know what to tell you. You know the Democratic agenda, sir. So I don't even have to list it for you because you know nobody wanted that shit. Nobody wanted what the Democrats had to offer. You dig? Cray, Mississippi said they're never going to confirm anything. Save Man Woman Peace says MAGA is done. From here on, it's distancing from pedo. We need a new party. Charles Barker said, nothing like us. Munjo Walker says, before it gets better, it's going to get real crazy. Man, it is looking real bad right now, man. It's looking very crazy right now. What's Trump going to do, man? This is not good, family. Delphine Divine says, what's done in the dark always comes to the light. Zachary Zollner says, Republican agenda is pretty cut and dry. Dave Biggs says, what do you think the reasons for allowing invasion of illegals? I'm going to tell you what I believe the reason why they're letting all these illegals over here. Because it is about flooding the country with illegals so they can have a voter base, so they can give them food stamps, give them government assistance, so they can be well-trained puppies and they can stay in power, amongst other things. I believe that's why they flooding, or were trying to flood the country with immigrants. You dig? That's my opinion. I'm not one of these guys, right? Because if you look online, it's a bunch of people that act like they got all the inside information. They just know what Trump did. They know what whoever did. Like, I'm not one of those guys that are going to sit here and tell you definitively what's going on that list. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I'm asking how people feel about the situation and opinions. But at the end of the day, nobody knows for sure what the hell was going on and who's on that flight list. Alex says, what is your opinion for young guys that choosing the wrong way, becoming thugs at an early age and use drugs and go about that thug life shit? Is anything you want to say? Yeah, what I want to say about that is, let's be real, man. Everybody goes through a phase. Now, we only single out the thugs, but nobody wants to look at other groups. Now, other groups, you might have kids that turn into punks, like the punk scene, and they might skip school, do drugs, kill themselves, you dig? hurt somebody else. So it's all about phases. I understand. I went through my thug phase. You understand? A lot of black boys go through a thug phase, but also other groups, other white people, Mexicans, whatever, what have you. They go through their phase too. The thing is, some people don't make it to grow out of it. You understand? Some kids get sent to prison, so they end up institutionalized, going in and out the system. Some kids die, and then some people are able to grow up and grow out of that phase. You dig? Donnell Shaw says, I need more than a few reincarnations to regroup it. Okay, all right. Darkness says, what do you think of Indians coming to America to do all the jobs? Well, I don't know about all the jobs. I know they're getting a lot of tech. The Indians are getting a lot of tech jobs. I don't have a problem with it. I think it should be limited. I think it should be monitored and done in moderation. You understand? Yeah. Patricia Stowe says, whoever is on that list won't get in any trouble anyway, so what does it really matter? Everyone would just say, oh, they're making it up, not on the list. Yeah, okay, that's one way to look at it. I want to know what y'all think about, what do you think is going to happen, though? Like, if Trump doesn't do something fast, if he doesn't pull a rabbit out of a hat, man, those primaries are coming up, and if MAGA is not backing Trump, then who's gonna be in office next year, next election? We can't have them Democrats in power, y'all. I'm gonna be pissed, all right? Again, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. We cannot have those weird motherfuckers in power. We can't do it. Alex says, yes, bro, I understand, but it's a choice, no matter what color of skin, black, white, brown, don't matter. I think people have a choice, either choose the wildlife or stand up. Well, let me say this. Yes, of course it's a choice, but I want you to get into the mind of a 13-year-old kid. I want you to get into the mind of a 13-year-old kid. Is it really a choice? Okay? A 13-year-old kid, they're aware of what they're doing. They don't understand the repercussions. Their brain isn't fully developed. You understand? My brain, I'm gonna speak for myself because I lived through it. My brain wasn't fully developed. I was caught up in I don't even want to say peer pressure, but I had drugs around me. I had people around me who were doing crime, and it was just a thing to do, and we fell into a cycle. And not to mention, if you add, the other factors into it, then it's hard for a child. It's really up to the parents to really lay a foundation for the kids. You dig? Okay, Iron Lion says Marco Rubio 2028. Derek Perrin says, I believe there's a lot of people on that list. Heads of state, foreign dictators, royal families. That's why they don't want to release it, because a lot of people will be implicated. Derek, are you MAGA? Sonic Boom says it was just an everyday thing. Absolutely, man. Think about a 13, 14-year-old. All your friends is involved in certain stuff. You come home from school, whatever the case is. This is what was going on, man. So it's a tough thing to put on a teenager, to say, oh, you got to walk this straight and narrow. Remember the saying, boys will be boys? Y'all remember that saying? All that is, it just took a different face and shape. It took a different face, you understand? Boys will be boys. And we just do different things nowadays in modern society. Okay, Derek Parent. So let me ask you, Derek, are you still supporting Trump? And what criticisms do you have of Trump right now? What would you suggest Trump do at this very moment? Because it seems like a lot of people are very upset with him. Okay. Dodge Boy J said Trump on the Epstein files. That's what we talking about. Yusuf says, release the files. Releasing the files will shift the entire global paradigm because the names of the people involved are the people who are shaping the current geopolitical face of the world. So, Yusuf, do you feel like Trump is correct in saying, hey, stop asking about this shit? Wink, wink. Stop talking about Epstein. Colton Decker says, as unempathetic as conservatives can be, they do care about the children. This is a big deal, and I think they're pissed. Yeah, they're pissed. That's what I'm saying. But they got to get it together. Look, they got to get it together, man. They got to get it together. Things was going good. It was a lot of mass immigration going on. The Democrats were in their feelings, and I need that back. We need that back. Okay. So y'all hang in there, man. Chief Dro says that was so accurate. What was accurate, brother? Four-tier Dennis says Carol Trump is a fool. I don't know who Carol Trump is. Jill Ville says the files can be altered. Y'all putting too much trust in some files. That's a good perspective, homie. Very good perspective. The question I asked yesterday, and okay, forgive me, I'm not 100% brushed up on everything. It just dawned on me, right? Y'all listen real quick. And maybe somebody can answer this. I asked the question yesterday on my Facebook. I said, why didn't President Biden put out the list? Right? Why didn't he put this list out? Why didn't he do more investigation with this list? And the answer that I got was, regardless, whether he's on it, whether his son is on the list, whether his peoples is on the list, I wanted to know, why didn't he investigate this list, implicate Donald Trump in being on the list, and prosecute him for the same crimes that Jeffrey Epstein got? They wanted Trump out the paint so bad. I'm trying to figure out, why didn't they, if Trump was supposedly on this list, why didn't the Democrats find that information? And that may be a dumb question. It's just a question that I had. You understand? For everyone says the story is bigger than you all think. It's international. I just lost your comment. Prime Minister Chris says sellout. Who's a sellout, sir? Chris, Prime Minister Chris, who's a sellout? Prime Minister Chris, oh, I'm the sellout because I don't like the Democrats. I'm not a Republican. Okay, so let's get that real clear. I know you Democrats are kind of slow. All right, no disrespect. No disrespect. I know y'all kind of slow. Y'all only know Trump bad. Trump bad. That's all y'all know. El Negro Hotep says Mossad CIA operation. That is what that was. Truth Matters says I'm an American. Darnell Shaw says make a deal with Father Time as a king for everybody can have an army or something in feminine and masculine energy instead of just one. Mirror 84 says makes you wonder about Milena. Yeah, makes you wonder about a lot of things, man. Y'all hit the like button for me, man. Fortier Dennis says that story about Donald Trump and Epstein is international. Jacoby Williams says, why can't Trump put the list out? That's what we're all asking, sir. We want to know the same thing. To be honest, I don't care about the list. Listen here, I'm going to really make some people mad right quick. The country was built on, the country was built on evil, grape, human trafficking, all that. So I don't care about a list, because at the end of the day, we already know how the forefathers got down. Okay? We already know how the forefathers got down. So this Epstein list, that's nothing new. We know, yeah, and drug trafficking, human trafficking and drug trafficking. This is nothing new. Why is everybody acting shocked? Lee Deemer says, who said there was a list in the first place? Isn't that what Trump said? Isn't that what everybody said? TH said they got down with wooden teeth and granny's lips. Sonic Boom TV said, I think he can't put it out because everyone is on it. They are pressuring him, knowing he cannot. It's going to be bad overall if it comes out, and it won't be along the party lines. Yeah, I agree. I mean, sometimes you gotta do what's best for the country, cuz sometimes you gotta do what's best, man. Like, I think he's dog whistling his people. He was dog whistling MAGA. He was like, he said, stop talking about Epstein. That was like a dog whistle. Like, y'all chill, you blowing up the spot, y'all chill out. I got important people that was on that list. Y'all gonna mess everything up. Truth Matters says, what about the second guy in the Senate conference room? I don't know, fill me in, bro. Jacoby Williams says, so do you care about the kids who got hurt? I don't know enough about this. Let me tell you, I watched the Jeffrey Epstein documentary. And from what I saw, okay, see, this is the thing. You're gonna get two different reactions. People are gonna say, oh, it was kids like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then what I saw in the documentary, and I'm not excusing this, Jeffrey was going to the high schools, okay? Jeffrey was going to the high schools, getting the high school chicks, from what I understand, from what I saw on the documentary. So, to me, I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. I don't condone going to high schools and things of that nature, but a high school chick, let me tell you about the chicks I went to high school with. Let me tell Let me tell you about the chicks I went to high school with. My ex-girlfriend used to come pick me up with a 33, 35-year-old driving. And I know they was fucking. You dig? So I'm not excusing that. I just understand how some high school girls can get down. I'm not excusing that or condoning that. That's different to me. To me, that's different than them actually. I don't want to get too graphic on here because I don't want YouTube to flag me. But that's different than, children under that have no choice, that like, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's different. Alex asked, do you think Puff Daddy is getting out of jail for all the things he did? Is it over? Oh, he's definitely getting out. You can't hold that man forever on them charges. I think Puffy's gonna get at least 10 years. I think they're gonna really try to stick it to Puff. Today news came out that he is being enrolled in drug and domestic abuse classes, which I think is a great move. That's a standard move. Like, you better, before you're sentencing, you have to, because they do what they call a pre-sentence investigation. So before he gets sentenced, they're gonna do an investigation. They're gonna see what he was doing. They're gonna see who he is. They're gonna see what he's doing now. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna determine some of his sentence. So that was a smart move by his legal team. Al Strong said, you're sick. No, I'm just honest, homie. I'm just honest. It is what it is. I'm honest. You dig? Maybe I haven't healed from my teenage years. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you something. I don't even want to go into it. Okay, but let me just know this. When I was a kid, the teenage chicks that I was around, dog, you know what I mean? Like, and even the ones at Epstein Island, he was going to pick them up. He was paying them. He was paying the chicks. They was telling their friends and all that stuff. They was getting massages and stuff. I'm not condoning none of that. I'm not attracted to high school girls. I like MILFs, okay? I like MILFs. I don't like fake asses, none of that. I like the look of the fake ass, but I like MILFs. I like chicks that had babies, got that cellulite, you dig? But we gonna keep it real on this channel, man. Cray, Mississippi says Diddy is done. Now he's not done. The most they can give him is 20 years. Most they can give him is 20 years. Mac Attack, what it do? Christina says, I'm honest too. My support for Trump is over. Oh, man. See, this is why I came on here today. This is why I came here today. Christina said her support for Trump is over. Mirror 84 said, and this is what separates us. You are not like us. Who are you talking to, sir? Talking to me? Talking to me? Oh. Oh, okay. I ain't gotta address that, homie. You sensationalizing shit. But Jacoby Williams says underage is underage. Absolutely. Y'all heard me say I don't condone it. Y'all heard me say that, right? But what I'm doing for the intelligent people in the chat, for the intelligent people, not the emotional people. The intelligent people in the chat, what I'm trying to do is give some context to all this. Because you got some people that are putting out misinformation, just like they did with Diddy. They said Diddy was doing I don't want to say, but they said Diddy had underage kids and all that. It was turned out to be false. I'm not saying, we know Jeffrey Epstein we know he had underage kids. All I'm doing is repeating what I saw on the documentary. You dig? Don't get mad at me, man. Detroit Siggy said Bill Clinton on there, little buddy. I just told y'all, I don't put nothing past none of these people in power in America. We already know the history of the people in power here. We know that the country was built off of free labor, human trafficking, grape, okay? You understand? The wickedness of how things went down in this country, it is ingrained in America. Washington, D.C., the politics that go on. We already know what's up. Mac Attack said, you think they paid the girl who disappeared? What girl disappeared? For everyone said, there was an incident in Belgium with the guy with the name Mark Dutroux. Look what happened to all the people. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Magic said, obviously, it ain't the end of MAGA. Roger Beard says Trump. So are you all still supporting Trump? I'm asking because I need y'all to keep up the support for Trump. And I'm gonna tell y'all why in a little bit. Okay. Cheryl Schultz says Clinton, Biden, Obama, lots of Democrats and Republicans on that list. Well, you didn't name any Republicans, sweetheart. Jude said, bro, did you not answer? Mirror 84 said, you should be ashamed of saying what you said. Well, repeat what I said, and I'll tell you if I'm ashamed of it. Come on, cuz. Mirror 84 said, we see why you support him. Paydos does not fade. Okay, so you're a Democrat. Just say just say you're a Democrat without saying you're a Democrat, dog. Just say you're a Democrat, because this is what Democrats do. They'll twist your words, okay? That's what they do. Detroit Siggy said 190 countries on 7 continents. Everybody eats by y'all. Why? Color of your skin or content of y'all's character? Mirror 84, are you a Democrat? I'm asking you now. Because nowhere, you heard me say, listen, yeah, you're alone, because everybody heard me say I do not condone any of that behavior. Okay, everybody heard me say that several times. Okay, you're taking things and running with it. Story Corp says, we didn't vote for Trump, we voted for truth. Okay, okay. Jude says, is this guy a Trump supporter? What guy? Alex says, Mirror, he didn't know one of the victims was 14. Your Celarus, $2 for the super chat. Keep it up, brother. Keep positive as well. Shout out to you, homie. I appreciate you. Appreciate the super chat, man. Mirror84 said, you're sick. All right, okay, cuz, calm down. Zara Phoenix says, for sure, we vote truth. Jude says, I came late. Are you a Trump supporter? Let me say this. I didn't vote for Trump, but an enemy of my enemy is my friend. An enemy of my enemy is my friend. Got that? Don't let that go over your head, man. So you can say I'm a Trump supporter. Okay, I support some of Trump's policies. Let's just say that. Tony Lopez, I appreciate that, homie. Shout out to you. Scrappy said, imagine voting for a guy who said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Yeah, Scrappy, come on, cuz. Like, what we talking about? Imagine that. Like, Joe Biden was talking crazy about black folks. He was talking down like, did y'all hear some of the stuff he said, man? Like, and there was a lot of Negroes falling for it, too. Mac Attack said, independent here. He's not totally terrible, but I don't agree with everything. I don't agree with everything anybody does. I don't agree with everything my mother does. You dig? But again, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. And the Democrats have practiced so much benign neglect on foundational black Americans that they have to get the hell out of here. They had to go. And I am happy to see anybody put belt to that Democratic ass, okay? Very happy. Yo, Henry said, but your mother isn't the president. Yo, Henry said, different standards. Listen, man, listen, everybody's open. It's an open channel. I will not be mad at your opinions. It's a safe space, you understand? I just like to break things down intelligently, not emotionally. Richard Owocha says, when you send people to Alligator Alcatraz with no due process, there's no due process for anyone. Well, I don't know about that, sir. Let me say this to you, Richard. I've experienced that type of oppression all my damn life right here, and I'm a citizen. So I don't feel bad for nobody, cuz only people I feel bad for kinda is the kids. Other than that, nobody really gave a fuck when we go through what we go through. I've been hospitalized by the police. You understand that? You see that right there? I got hit by the police with a baton while I was in handcuffs. You dig? So I don't really feel bad. You know, when you come to this channel, you gotta understand, man, that I don't have the conventional American experience. I love America because my ancestors built America, but I'm not one of these people that say, you know, racism is over because I experienced it. I just got pulled over last month. You dig? And they searched my car. I've been clean for 21 years. What the hell are you searching my car for? You dig? King of Carolina, what it do? He says, facts, can't be worried about foreigner problems when natives get exploited. Absolutely. Listen, man, if I go and I decide to go over the border to Mexico illegally, and I set up shop, right? And I set up a family, a house, kids in school, I have to look over my back all my life, you dig, until they come get me. When they come get me, I cannot be mad, I cannot be surprised. I didn't take the proper channels to get over to that country. I gotta take it for what it is. I should have a backup plan. And I do wanna say this, with all due respect, because I got some real good homies that's Latin that's Mexican. I would love to see all the foreigners, all the protesters. I would love to see everybody that's protesting and getting sent back take all that energy and go fight the cartel, go fight the corrupt police over there, and make Mexico great. You dig? That's what I would love to. I would love to see that. Now, this is what we did. This is what foundational Black Americans did. We took all our energy into trying to fix our situation. Yes, we protest, but we also didn't leave the country, right? We formed groups and organizations to try to make things better here. You dig? Yeah, make it. Listen, what the fuck? Like, listen. I don't know if everybody's aware, but the Democrats had a nasty plan to flood this bitch. They had a nasty plan to flood America, dog, with immigrants that were undocumented. We don't know who they are. We don't know where they came from. We don't know what they're capable of. I have to respect Donald Trump for getting that shit up out of here quickly, and he let it be known. This was a major priority on his agenda, and he delivered. He's been delivering, and I gotta respect that. Me as a black man, as a foundational Black American, we haven't got ours yet. How the hell y'all bring everybody over here, and the good foundational Black people haven't even got ours? We haven't even got ours yet. So how you bringing over other people and giving them shit? What's the lady's name? I think she's a governor. She is giving out cash to illegal immigrants. What's her name? What's her name, y'all? She's giving out debit cards. Mac Attack says, respect, but I'm thinking of leaving. I invested in illegal aliens, true talk. They invested. Yeah, but don't leave, bro. Stay, fight. We fight, bro. Like, this is what we do. We stay and we fight, and we make shit happen. They didn't want us to get freedom. We stayed and fought and got freedom. They didn't want us to drink out the same water fountain. We fought. You know what I mean? They didn't want us to walk into the same restaurants. We fought and we got what we wanted, and we gonna keep fighting, man. Karen Bass, thank you. Karen Bass. Andy Lipsco says, where you say got you, what do you mean? I don't know what the hell you saying. Try to reword that, my brother. Michael Stanley said, let's fight back in our homeland, our own homeland. Where is that, sir? I'm in my homeland, the good old US of A. You dig? Rotha Darn says, pathetic. John Davis says, whoa, Pew Beard. Okay. For everyone, you were better off at that time. I don't know what that means. Okay, she's the mayor. Craig, Mississippi says she's the mayor. Yeah, forgive me. Hey, let me tell y'all, man. I don't pretend to know everything over here. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, okay? So I don't know the ins and outs of everything, you dig? But I do know what I know. You understand? Dave Childress says nearly 90 million Americans didn't vote, which is more than the number of people who voted for Trump or Harris. A lot of the people who didn't vote were foundational Black Americans. Understand that part. Jacoby Williams says, Democrats or Republicans, if they are on the list, they need to be punished. I agree. I absolutely agree. McLean Landscaping says, I think anybody that takes water fountains and puts their lips on it should be punished. Michael Stanley says, fight for Hebrew land in Africa. Good luck with that, my brother. Good luck, because you know what they're going to tell you when you go over there try to fight for Hebrew land in Africa? They're going to tell you, bro, this is not your homeland. Go home. Take your ass back to America. Go home. Christine Dwight says, I do believe that immigrants should shouldn't be here illegally. However, ICE is not doing it humanly. Man, look, I don't really have an opinion on how they're doing it. I don't really care, to be honest with you. We should blame the Democrats, okay? Let's use the analogy, right? I sneak, I'm a teenager. I'm a teenager, right? And I sneak my girlfriend in the house, right? My mother walks in and we get caught. Don't blame moms. You dig? Moms is doing what moms are supposed to do. Blame my dumb ass for granting permission when I didn't have the permission. So the Democrats are to blame for all the ICE raids and whatever everybody else is mad about. The Democrats are to blame for that. They thought they were going to flood American streets with illegal immigrants. And Donald Trump came through and said, nope, no, you're not. Y'all pack shit up. And to be reasonable, they even offered the immigrants $1,000 in a plane ticket. Black Americans have never, ever, ever had an offer like that on the table. We've never been offered jack shit for our aggrievement. They got offered $1,000 in a plane ticket for doing something illegal. I don't want to hear about ICE. They said you can self-deport and we gonna pay you. We gonna give you some pesos to go home with. That's what he said. Bang Sports, shout out to you, homie. Says big facts. We are Americans. And shout out to ICE. Janice says we just had an illegal drive drunk in ABQ, and he got out, and ICE took him down in Walmart. Carol says just this short time, you are inhaling too much of that junk. Yeah, I have flaws, man. I have flaws. Michael Stanley says, thank you. They have nations that welcome us back to where we come from. Come on, I'm not an Israelite, homie. I respect the Israelites. Shout out to all the Israelites. You know who I rock with? Cesaria, Hashar. Who else I rock with? I rock with the Hebrews. I was a Hebrew Israelite for a day. Then they said I couldn't mess with no white women, and I had to quit that shit quick. Like, nah, this too much for me, man. Y'all too radical for me, man. You dig? Macatech says Ghana giving free land. Yeah, let me tell you, man. From what I've heard, I heard about Ghana supposedly giving out free land, but I'm also hearing that it's not as sweet as people make it sound. You dig? Tolix says he hates Mexicans. I don't hate Mexicans, dog. One of my good friends, my tattoo artist, is Mexican. He's mad at me right now because of my stance, but everybody's gonna have to be fucking mad because when we were out in the streets protesting, nobody gave a fuck. Everybody was going on about their life. Don't tag me and all this stuff on Facebook now, because when we was going, like, where were you? Where were you? Where were you? I was out protesting. The George Floyd situation, I hit the streets. I was in front of that White House, getting hit with rubber bullets and mace and pepper spray. Nobody really gave a damn. Even the people that was out there wasn't really out there for our cause. They were out there for their own cause. For everyone says, everybody come to Africa. Let mankind come to the homeland. Janice says, ICE tased the guy here. He drove drunk and got deported. Michael Stanley says, those are not the true Israelites of the Hebrew scriptures that Bible prophecy speaks of. Donnie Stutt says, I'm upset about the Epstein stuff, but it's refreshing to see a black man that knows that the fight for their freedom and the fight to end segregation was fought in with the Republicans. I didn't say nothing like that, sir. I didn't say nothing. I didn't give props to anybody for the end of segregation. We fought. I'm talking about us, foundational black Americans fought to end segregation. Little girls had to walk that line. They had to walk across that school line by themselves. Imagine that shit. That's real strong shit to walk into that school where you know nobody wants you. You dig? Mac Attack says, what if we take our 2 trillion African dollars to Africa for the disrespect? I don't know all this Africa stuff. I don't know why you talking about all this. You're on the wrong channel for all that Africa stuff, dog. Big shout out to Africa, but you're on the wrong channel, bro. This is foundational black Americans over here. You dig? This is our homeland. Our ancestors built this country, okay? And this is our homeland, not Africa. Janice says, we have a horrible crime here. They call a part of the city a war zone. We need illegals who commit crimes to go back home. Absolutely. Donnie Stutt says, the fight was fought with Republicans. No, but we had to. Come on, Donnie. Don't get crazy in this chat, brother. Listen, we saw who was getting hit with them water hoses. We saw who was getting bit by them dogs. We saw who they took out. They took MLK out. Okay, what Republican got took out? Tolik Wade says, this is not your homeland. You did not build the Southwest. Yes, we did, sir. I'm sorry to tell you. I know it hurts, but even Donald Trump said black Americans built this country. Even he knows. You did go look it up. Moy V says, no, Indian nations were here. I don't even want to get into this today. If you want to hear my opinion on all this, go to my last video. We already know foundational black Americans built this country. If we didn't, what the hell did they bring us here for? Before we got here, they didn't get nothing going, okay? We were the ones that built the shit. We were the first commodity on Wall Street. We built the economy as well to this great nation. So this is my homeland. We've been here for a long time. My family has been here for a long time. I have Native Americans in my family, you dig? So yeah, real natives, not the $5 Indians, real natives. Colton Decker says, how are Indians true Americans when America didn't exist? Right, that's a great point. That's a great point because when the Indians were here, it wasn't America. Until we built it, until foundational black Americans built it, there was no America. Somebody tell me I'm lying. But I don't really want to get into all that. I want to stay on topic. Tolik says, there were cities before your ancestors were even in the country. They were colonies, sir. They were failed colonies where Anglos were eating each other for dinner. They were putting salt and pepper on each other, okay? They were grilling and chilling. Knock it off, man. Justin York, what it do, my boy? Patty P, you can go look everything up, sweetheart. Go look everything up I just said. I don't really want to get into that because a lot of people are going to get mad and they always get really upset and emotional when I drop them truth bombs and I put belt to that ass. They get really upset when I talk, when I talk that foundational black American talk. I don't really want to get into it today like that. Janice says, he's not on welfare just because you disagree. Don't hate. Yeah, man, come on. Let's be real, man. You don't have to throw insults, man. I'm clearly not on welfare, sir. And if I was, there's nothing wrong with welfare. You dig? To get yourself, it was a point in time I was on welfare. It was a point in time I was on Section 8. I did get food stamps. But guess what? Let me give y'all a quick story real quick. There was a point in time where I was on Section 8. And I was on food stamps. And I utilized that program. And then one day, I had a big bag of money. Okay, I had a big ass sack of money. I mean, a nice big fat sack. And I went and I put a lot of money on a house. And I called down to the Section 8 office. This is a true story. I said, hey guys, look, I appreciate everything y'all have done for me. I appreciate the Section 8 program, but I'm good. I don't need your services anymore. Thank you. And that's what it's designed for. You understand? Shout out to Jay, man. Jacoby Williams said, Black Americans been here longer than half of white Americans. That's the truth, brother. That's the truth. Yeah, so it's not wrong welfare, man. You dig? Derek Chauvin says, that's an interesting name. He said, why is this guy whining about white people? You didn't hear me whining about anybody. Jay said, they always want to debate but never study anything. Well, some people, they like to recite the history that is convenient. You understand? Christine Dwight says, America is just one big melting pot. Why can't we all just get along? I see, I don't want to have to go there tonight, family. I don't want to have to go there. Tolik Wade says, and brown people have been here longer than both. Okay. Tolik, man, go do some history, man. Andy says, we don't agree on everything. Stay strapped, stay dangerous, stay free, because they will take it from us if we can. God bless. God bless you, man. Valerie George says, what's this about? I just jumped on. Valerie, I'm asking the question, is MAGA over with? Is it done? Is it over for MAGA? That's what I want to know. We know Trump is not releasing those files. It's not a good look. He's looking very guilty. The Democrats are very happy, in which I don't like personally. And I'm asking the question, I want to hear from Trump supporters, how do you feel? What is the plan? Winston Churchill says, God bless Trump. Lori says, MAGA isn't over. Sonic Boom said, Jared Chauvin, black people understand we have no allies. That's right. We already know that. We already know that. Bobby M, shout out to you, homie. Bobby M says, you know, Charlie Kirk, who's a conservative, stays steady talking bad about black Americans. Yeah, I'm hip. I've seen clips of Charlie Kirk. He looks like a lot of these people that are trying to build brands. They're trying to garner views. They are trying to get YouTube hits. You know what I'm saying? I don't really take these people too serious, man. Shout out to you for that super chat, though. I appreciate you. Christine Dwight said, MAGA won't be over until Trump is over. Barry McCockner says, Epstein not that big a deal for MAGA. There's other issues. Hey, Barry, man, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying on this internet, man. I'm saying a lot of people are very upset with Trump. They feel disappointed. They feel betrayed. Derek Chauvin says, to support a black racist channel. Sir, don't project, okay? You're projecting your own racism. We don't do racism here, sir. We don't do racism here. So knock it off. You dig? See, let me tell you, man, the new racism is talking about racism. If black people talk about racism, they'll call you racist just for even talking about the past or the present. So that's nothing new, my man. Like, we're hip to your tactics and your games. You just want us to shut up about it, don't you? I don't have to say I love white people because you told me to say it. Let me tell you something, man. I've helped more white people than you, sir. You dig? So knock it off, man. Dirt Slinger, I appreciate that, man. Flip says, we don't only feel disappointed with Trump, but with Bongio and Cash. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Crypticking says, when does the makeup tutorial start? Winston Churchill's the greatest. Why do you always talk about race though? Because let me tell you, man, we talk about race a lot on this channel. You understand? Because we live in a racist society. Let's just be real, man. America is a racist country. A lot of y'all won't agree with that. A lot of y'all gonna get mad at that and just say the same shit. Oh, affirmative action, DEI, all this stuff that's been debunked a million times. We live in a racist society, man. I live in a racist society. Of course, y'all don't uh, feel it or see it. Of course you don't, because you don't have to deal with it. You dig? I'm using the Morph 3. It's called the Morph 3. Flip said, it's more of the same old promise the world and then do none of what is promised. I ain't gonna say do nothing. Trump definitely he definitely stood firm on a lot of his words, man. He did the immigration thing. He pardoned all the people who he pardoned everybody who ran into the Capitol. He pardoned those thugs. And I ain't gonna call them thugs, cause I got respect. I got respect for the J6s. I respect people that fight for what they believe in. They were ready to go to prison. They were ready. Some of them was ready to die, and some of them did kill, and some of them did die. But they were ready to do what it took for their respect, and I respect that, man. And I respect Trump for pardoning his people like he said he would. You dig? Shirley McHann said, you are so right. Not that it experience it, but I see it, and I'm empathetic. I was brought up to love good people. Shout out to you, Shirley. We need more people like you in the world. You can't run from this shit, man. A lot of people try to run from the reality. And the reality is, man, America never made it right. America never made it right. They was like, shh, we're gonna give people of color some stuff. We're gonna give minorities, and that was like a trick. That was like a trick. When they say they're gonna give people of color stuff and minorities, they put everybody else over us. We didn't get jack shit. LGBTQ, immigrants, white women, they got everything. We didn't get jack shit. You dig? So, yeah, man. Barry said the country cannot handle the Epstein file right now. I agree. I agree. And they are fish to fry. I think we should put that on the back burner until later on. You dig? Michael Stanley said, "How do you defend that?" I don't. You gotta spell it out on this channel, bro. I don't know what that is. What is that? Colton Decker said, "If they can't handle it now, then they never will. Go to stare that demon in the face and release the files." Philip said, I had big hopes when Obama came in. He came in promising to end NAFTA and many other things. He never did, and he sold out black people big time. Philip, yes, he did. Let me tell you about Obama, man. I got Obama's inauguration date tatted on my arm. The night he was inaugurated, my Mexican buddy tatted the inauguration date on my arm. And I'm gonna say me, I was done with Obama after George Zimmerman. After Trayvon Martin was unalived and George Zimmerman walked, I was done with Obama. In the midst of all the people getting shot down, Obama signed a bill called the Blue Alert Law, protecting the police. You dig? What a slap in the face to the black community. So Obama is a sucker, man. You dig? He's a puppet. Carlos says they going to segregate people again. No, they're not. Carlos, you are Hispanic? See, people keep trying to say shit like that. They're like, well, they're going to come get you black folks next. No, they're not going to come get us. We can't go anywhere. We are the foundation of this country. You dig? They can't take us nowhere. There's nowhere to take us. There's no home to deport us to. We're home. You dig? We're home with our house shoes on. We're home with our house shoes on. Sonic Boom said, for everyone, we actually did. We didn't like what he did to Gaddafi. Edwin Hernandez says, foundation, question mark. Yes, I'll say it again. Foundation, sir. Foundation. Foundation. Hernandez, you're about to say the Mexicans are the foundation. Everybody knows that's a lie. Everybody knows that's not the truth, sir. So we don't just save your comment. All right, save yourself from having to type. Stranger Than Fiction says, no, sir. Trump is actively seeking a spot in Africa for African Americans. That's a lie, sir. That's a goddamn lie. Imagine if they try to come get us, dog. I want y'all to imagine. Everybody in this chat, I want y'all to imagine. Imagine them going to every big city trying to round foundational black Americans up. Take them from out the house, take them from off the corner, take them from their jobs, their businesses. Imagine that. How you think that'd go? JC, come on, man. Mac Attack said they'll lose money. No, they'll lose more than money. It won't be no country, dog. It will be no country. It wouldn't be no. Edgar, listen, Edgar. You know in your heart, bro, that we not going. That'd be a grave mistake, man. Edwin Hernandez says, not in LA, my guy. Edwin, who is California named after? Who is California named after? You're saying we're not the foundation of America, even LA? Is that what you're saying? For Everyone said, American freedmen founded Liberia. Jacoby Williams said, a black queen. Thank you, Jacoby. Educate that man. We Low said, they want so bad for us to believe we can be deported. And that's the thing, man. Like, they want us to be in trouble with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we're not in trouble with you guys, man. Like, that has nothing to do with us. And that really makes some people angry. For once, the oppressed are sitting back, relaxing. We out here turning up in the street, partying, living, having fun. You dig? Just David, what it do, homie? Jill said, we have nothing to do with that. No, absolutely nothing. Lori said, I'm as MAGA as they come, and I support you and every other American. Shout out to you, Lori. You know, surprisingly, throughout this whole election, this last election, the MAGA crowd has been super cool. Not all of them, of course, but majority that I've came into contact with. Now, the Democrats, I've been called so many names. I've been unfollowed, unfriended. It's ironic. It's very ironic, man, that the Democrats had more smoke for me because of issues that don't even concern me. They want me to vote for some issues that didn't even concern me. I did not vote. And somebody said to me that not voting is irresponsible and stupid. But the thing is, man, voting for a candidate who doesn't have your best interests is irresponsible and stupid. You understand? Parker said, so you vote for Trump. No, see, every time you say anything bad about the Democrats, they automatically say, you're a Trump, you support Trump. Every time, never fails. Jill said Cam wasn't a good choice. Oh, she was a horrible choice. Horrible. Terrible, man. James O'Laughlin says that's the Dems for you, gonna tell you whatever they want to get their vote. Cray, Mississippi said, why do black people have to add black to American? Why can't we just say an American? Let me tell you why, sir. That's a great question. For me, when I say black, that means I am of a certain cloth. I am from a lineage that had to fight. I'm from a lineage that was and is oppressed, right? I'm from a lineage that has persevered through tough times. That's why we say black. I don't want to be just American, okay? I need it to be known who I am, what cloth I'm cut from. So I don't say black, I say foundational black, where I'm a foundational black American, meaning I'm of the lineage of the people who built the country, the foundation of the country. You dig? Barry said, Parker, you're out of your damn mind. Alex said, do you think it's okay for white people to be proud of their race? Absolutely. Be proud of their race, but see, the problem is, you know, hey, Alex, y'all fucked it up. People messed it up for you. Because when they say white power and they say white pride, they normally got a swastika tattooed on their chest. They normally are violent towards other groups. They normally have hate in their doctrine. So sure, be proud, but you gotta go and talk to the white extremists about why they tainted the notion of white pride. They did that. We didn't do that. Don't look at us. You gotta look at the militias and the Nazis and the ABs and the skinheads, and they'll say white pride right before they curb stomp somebody. You dig? Craig, Mississippi says, so if you're in another country, do you say I'm a black American or do you say I'm an American? I'm gonna say I'm a foundational black American. And my brother, I implore you to do the same thing. A foundational black American. We gotta start really rocking with that term, man. That claims ownership, you dig? That solidifies us for lineage. It's not even about race no more, right? Everybody keeps talking about Kamala's black and this. No, we don't care if you're black. It's about lineage. We need lineage-based policies. You understand? I'm a foundational black American. Now, if you're of an immigrant background, sure, you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. Michelle Lynn says, I just thank God every day that I'm born in a country, a ball of slavery. Why are we so proud of that? Now we're in the 80s, it seems like. Colton Decker says, you cannot hate who you are and be proud of yourself, but that doesn't have to be synonymous with being proud of the action of your ancestors. Moy says, no, that's your fantasy. I don't have to argue with you about that, Moy, because it's a fact, homie. You dig? It's a fact. Moy said, your ass belongs in Europe. Okay. Moy, where are you from, sir? What country is your family from? Where'd your family immigrate from? Rod Mack says, there's only one race, the human race. I swear to God, some of these cliches are so tired. I don't see color. There's only one race, the human race. Why can't we all get along? You're talking to the wrong people, man. You're talking to the wrong people. When I get pulled over, they say, Ksh, number one male. When I go fill out a job application, I gotta put my what? My race. I don't put the human race. I put black, right? So miss me with the bullshit, man. Craig, Mississippi said, what's the difference? I don't get it. Never have other countries don't care if you're black. They just whether you're an American. No, that's not true. Let me tell you something, man. Every country in the world, they know about foundational black Americans. They know the Malcolm X's, they know the Martin Luther Kings, they know the Michael Jordans. They know who we are, bruh. They know who we are. They know we're not Jamaican. They know we're not Caribbean. Not no shade to them. You know what I'm saying? But they know who we are. You dig? Shamika Smith says FBA are the Aboriginal American Indians. Yes, we are mixed in with the Aboriginal Indians. Yes, we are. Patrick Rawls says you ain't black, you Eskimo. Edgar A says you don't even know who you are. Yes, I just told you who I am, sir. I'm a foundational black American. Okay. Winston Churchill says that is true. As a Brit, I just call you an American. Country Craig, Mississippi says, which countries have you visited? Because that is not my experience. I haven't visited any other countries, dog. I'm just saying, if I would, you asked me if I would go, I would identify as a foundational black American. Yours says some people just keep saying these wild A comments just to get a rise out of you. Yeah, all right, man, comment away, man. Comment away. Michelle Lynn said we had Run DMC going at house party before Run DMC. Who was Aerosmith that walked this way? Jacoby Williams said American first, not Israel or Ukraine. Absolutely. That's another reason we had to get the Democrats up out of here, man. You dig? And, of course, the Republicans are still bowing down to Israel. It's something fishy going on there. I don't know. I'm not going to act like I know. Some people will tell you they know why America is tied in with Israel. I don't know. You understand? Patrick Rawls says other countries see you as an American. No, stop. Yeah. I don't know why y'all keep saying this. They see us as black Americans, dog. They know who we are. They have a special term for us in some of these countries. They have a special name for us, a derogatory name. Who knows what that name is? Say Africa. What do some countries in Africa call us? Black Americans. Go look at I want y'all to go pull this up real quick. I want y'all to pull this up when y'all get a chance. Go on YouTube and type in Sugar Hill, Akata. Go type that in. Y'all remember the movie Sugar Hill? When Wesley Snipes and his brother went to meet with the African drug dealers? And the African drug dealer was like, we cannot do business with Akata. Wesley Snipes was like, Akata. What is this Akata shit? He said, Akata, black American. So they know who we are, dog. They know who we are. Michelle Lynn said, so should I be woe white American or should I be German, Scottish, Irish, and English American? Because, dude, it's a miracle that I even exist. Would you like to hear my ancestor struggle? Nah, I mean, you can identify what you want to identify as. Johnny Robinson says, meanwhile, they want to be just like us FBAs. Yeah, absolutely. I seen a documentary, man. Man, they went over to Africa, dog. And shout out to Africa. But it was dudes out there named Lil Wayne, named 50 Cent. The gang members was naming themselves after Tupac. That's Tupac right there. You go out there, you see black Americans on their shirt. You dig? Carl says, you talk right. That's just you trying to cope, homie. This is new information that you have not heard. That's all. Just say that. Just say, man, I've been in a bubble. I've been listening to information that's convenient to my narrative, and this guy is presenting new information. And you can go look everything up I'm saying. Patrick Rawls says, why black famous people got white women? Diddy land. Let me address that, man. I never really understood why anybody is worried about anybody's business, who they screwing, who they in a relationship with. It's plenty of black men out here. It's plenty of white women out here. It's plenty of white men and vice versa. I never understood why people are so worried about who someone is dating. It's really an insecurity thing, if you ask me. I don't really give a damn if I see a black chick with a white man and vice versa. It has nothing to do with me. Why? Because I'm happy. Most unhappy people, they worry about who is with who. Take Dr. Umar, for instance. Shout out to Umar. I love a lot of the stuff he says. We still haven't received that school, but Dr. Umar is a big figure online who is against interracial couples. Okay, and I understand why he is to an extent. But Dr. Umar is not even in a relationship. He's not even married. Like, how you gonna tell anybody who to be with and you not even raising your kids? You know what I'm saying? So it don't got to do with one thing or another. You dig? James O'Laughlin says, I keep it 100 and mind my own damn business. Yeah, man. Uh, for me, it's like this. If a brother, as long as a brother is not out here, because there are black men out here, right? And I know some. They will get with white girls and they'll change their political views and they'll be raccoons. And I'm saying it as a full word so I don't get flagged. They'll turn into raccoons thinking that they're gonna get some extra points from white society. So they'll talk bad about black people and like do a whole bunch of performative stuff. So I'm not with that, you know what I'm saying? But if you keep it real, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see an issue with it. Uh, Craig, Mississippi said, how do you know that your lineage dates back to 19? Because I talked to my family. My family's from Pageland, South Carolina. They had a town in Pageland, South Carolina. Uh, Dates back way before 1619. You dig? Patrick Ross says, why y'all say ask instead of ask? Cause we just got a little bit of flavor with us, man. We do things different than everybody else. That's why y'all love us, man. Because we're different. You dig? We know how to put the axe on, we know how to say ask. You dig? We know when to turn that switch on. We can do both. Renee Gordon, right. Renee Gordon said it's a black thing. You wouldn't understand. Michelle Lynn. Michelle Lynn said, well, when we were kids, we used to call ourselves Heinz 57. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Lori said, what world do y'all live in where you think white people just have these racist conversations about, oh man, we live in the real world, sweetheart. We live in the real world. That's just a reality. It might not be you. I'm not saying it's you, but these things happen all the time, man. This is what really goes on. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I live in Mountain, Maryland, okay? I live in the mountains of Maryland. So I experience things firsthand. So, when I say something, it's coming from experience. Stacy Wilson says, I'll put it like this. Sounds bad, but I hate everyone the same. No matter the demographic, it's also someone, no matter the background, who is ignorant. Derek Chauvin says, what makes you think you're not racist? Let me tell you why I'm not racist, sir. Let me tell you why I'm not racist. Because I cannot stop anybody from I can't stop anybody from gaining resources, employment, housing because of their skin color. I can't do that. Now, on the flip side, if somebody can come in front of my home, they can come in front of my house right now, and they can say I did something to them, right? And when the police pull up, they're gonna have more belief in the person who said I did something to them than me. So I can't be racist, homie, by definition. Now, prejudice is a different thing. I can be prejudiced. I can be a bigot. You dig? I can be a judgmental, but racist, no. Kevin said, "Are Cajuns white?" I have no clue, homie. I have no clue. Lori said, "I grew up in the middle of New Orleans, in a poor area. We walked the same streets, took the same buses, drank out the same bottles. 20 years ago, we were all friends." So what you saying, Kelly? Lori, what you saying is you don't believe racism exists today? Is that what you saying? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, it is what it is, man. But yeah, man. So we're gonna keep a close eye on what's going on out here with Trump. I'm hoping he can fix things. I'm hoping he can get things together. Shout out to Poland. I'm hoping that maybe the list can. I don't think that list is gonna come out. I don't think they're going. I don't care what happens. I don't think that list is gonna see the light of day. You dig? Uh, I would love to know who's on that list, just for shits and giggles. But to me, like I said, it's no surprise. It's been going on from day one. You dig? Nothing new. The snake expert says, "Who's always talking about color?" Me, sir. Me. I am. I am. I'm always talking about color. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Stacy Wilson says, "American is what we are. We can't keep making excuses. Life is what we make it. Of course, not all of us are going to make it to the American dream, but instead of debating, put that up." Are you okay? I think we got a coon alert in here, sir. Stacy, Stacy, you talking real raccoonish, sir. I hope I'm reading that wrong. If I'm reading that wrong, I apologize. Jim, I am. I'm sorry, I didn't see your comment. Omar says, "None of y'all chose to be here. You were given free will, and you will ultimately die." Oh, you talking some religious stuff. Renee Gordon says, "I'm not colorblind either, bro." Yeah, that colorblind thing that's crazy. Like being colorblind. When somebody tells you they're colorblind, yeah, you need to tell them they full of shit. You dig? But listen, y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button for me before you leave. Go follow me on Instagram, topflight_TV. You dig? I will be back this week. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Beautiful stream, beautiful people. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a great remainder of the evening. Sonic Boom TV. Southside Tony says Black Fatigue. Stacy Wilson says, "I'm from Cali, bro. I'm from 52 Deuce Hoover, bro, Halls. In and out the county jail, I still made it. The F niggas ain't a raccoon." Well, what you talking like one, homie? I mean, why? I mean, look, cuz, look. I don't understand what you talking about. Okay, you basically saying we need to stop talking about the issues that plague our community to this day. Yeah, I agree with you. Some people uh, put themselves in bad positions. I get it, but at the same time, it is what it is. The system has not been fixed. the past has not been remedied. You know what I'm saying? And racism didn't go anywhere. If it did, tell me what year did it end? You dig? But shout out to you, homie. Stacy said, I ain't say forget, but energy could be projected elsewhere, bro. No, we can do more than one thing at one time. I mean, come on, man. Like, don't do that. See, people like doing shit. They like saying, like, oh, well, bro, we just sitting here chatting. The topic of the conversation, it wasn't even about race. It was about Trump and that list. So I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, we can do several things at one time. You dig? I don't look. I don't. I don't live in an alley complaining about the white man. You dig? Like I have a very productive life, but we're going to address these issues when they come up. Negatives. The truth is not negative, sir. The truth is not negative. You're halfway right. Yeah, what you speak, it will manifest. But at the end of the day, man, reality is reality, dog. Closing your eyes and your ears is not gonna make it go away. You dig? Patrick Ross says black on black crime. Oh God, Jesus Christ. What about white on white crime? Mexican on Mexican crime. Let me tell you, man, the crime that whites and Mexicans and Chinese do makes black on black crime look like a schoolyard fight. You understand that? The tons, metro tons of cocaine, the chomo pandemic within the white community, the school shooters, okay? The school shooters that walk into schools and chop down innocent kids. Miss me with that, homie. Miss me with that. You dig? What y'all do when you come in here talking about black on black crime is you like to deflect to black on black crime, but you don't want to talk about your crime. There is no such thing as black on black crime. There's just crime. And let's just say black on black crime is out of hand, quote unquote. And I agree. My community is sick. It has a sickness, but the sickness was caused by whose community? Whose community created the environments? So every time you come in here talking about black on black crime, you have to point the finger back at your community. You understand? You have to. You have to, sir. And that's just what it is. Miles Friedman said, I live 17 miles from the birthplace of KKK. Yeah, Snake Expert says, it is high. Democrats created. Y'all love to pass the baton. Y'all love to pass the baton, man. Was Oliver North a Democrat? I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. Was Oliver North a Democrat or a Republican? Lori said, can't point the finger forever. Nothing will ever change that way. Let me tell you something, man. The way things change is by pointing the finger. I guarantee you back in the 1930s, people would say the same thing. You can't point the finger while they stringing people up from trees, while kids couldn't go to the same school together, while people couldn't sit on the front of the bus. I guarantee you it was people saying, well, you can't point the finger. Everything, you just be happy, be grateful. No. We pointed the finger and things changed. We talked about issues. Lori, you talk about issues that you want change, right? What if I told you, stop pointing the finger, Lori? What if I told you that? It only applies to us. It only applies to black people. Listen, everybody else can talk about whatever issue they want to talk about. They can talk about climate change. They can talk about Hunter Biden's laptop. They can talk about 9/11. They can talk about immigration policies. But as soon as black people start talking about racism, Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. Miles Friedman said most people who commit crimes of their own skin color, no matter what the race or color the creed should be. Absolutely. Absolutely. But look, I'm out of here, man. Y'all know I can be here all night. I got things to do, though. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody, man. Even with those with differences of opinion. This is what I like over here when people come over here and give a different opinion. I'm gone. Y'all be good.